Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and I believe, yeah, of course, from the chat.
Okay, all right. So welcome to this workshop. My name is Moses Samuel. I'll be sharing my screen now to introduce myself, and we'll get into what we're going to be doing today. So please can I be granted permission to share screen?
Okay, yeah, that'll be done right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Right. Yes, we can see it. So if you can't see someone's screen, just drop a message in the chat, okay?
Okay. All right, so I would be switching between this window and my browser because I would, when it's time for us to go through the installation of Notion, then we'll come back here and we'll spend the rest of the time here to go through Notion. So my name is Samuel. That's what I look like. I will not be able to share my turn on my video today. I'm a product designer with over 2 years experience from started with graphic design. Then I pivoted towards UI, UX, and I also did product design, but currently I'm focused on UX design. So far, I've worked on a range of projects from e-commerce to logistics and currently exploring Web3, the Web3 ecosystem. So today we're going to be talking about Notion, what you can do with Notion, and what is Notion in the first place, what you can do with Notion, and why you should actually care about using Notion. We'll be going through some examples, templates, and everything you need to know to get started in Notion. So Notion, basically, this is Notion. This is the desktop app of Notion. This is what it looks like, desktop app. Notion is basically a tool that allows you to do a lot of things, but at its core, it allows you to work on it, to bring all your efforts, all your work efforts online into one place. So whether it is Google Meets, whether they are your meetings or your documentations or your planning, whatever it is you're doing, no matter the kind of work you're doing. And today, in today's meeting, I believe I'm speaking with product managers. So in your product management efforts, from your product requirement documents to those other documentations, market research, user research, everything, beyond even that, even your personal documentation and personal use, Notion allows you to put all your efforts in one place. And that's part of the beauty of Notion. And another thing that makes Notion really special is the simplicity, right? But we're going to go into that. So basically, that's what Notion is. It's just a tool that allows you to work on everything. So you can see people use Notion for their personal stuff and like just keeping notes and keeping links. And you can see companies actually use Notion to organize their online remote workspaces. It was created in 2018 and I started using Notion, I think in 2020. And since then, honestly, I've always used Notion. I've used Notion both personally and in companies with as a collaboration tool as well. So how does Notion really work? So Notion works like a Legos. So Legos here means like building blocks. I don't know if any of you had experience like when you're a child, it's those toys that look something like this that you join together to create houses, like toy houses, and basically anything you want to create. Just keep adding more of these blocks together and you can use it to form any shape or any structure you want. You can think of Notion that way because that's at the core of Notion, that is how Notion works. But the what makes Notion different from Legos, I don't like Legos that with a little kick or a little hit, the structure that you've created would collapse. But with Notion, it's resilient. You create and whatever you've created would stay the way it is. And also allows you to it also allows you to improve your workflow and your habits and many other things along that path. So another way to see Notion, because so in Notion, just like it is easy to we can compare it to Legos. The Legos in Notion will be considered blocks. So I will show you what blocks are. Like, for example, when I select this text, this particular command, this particular area right now is a block. If I press enter key and move to another, this is a block. If I press and enter, this is a block. That is how Notion is structured. That is the Legos in Notion. And it allows you to add things on top of each other and connect them together to create a system. So basically that's what Notion is. And because of that, you can see that Notion, because of that core nature of Notion, it allows you to be able to create anything you want, however you want, personalize it the way you want, and design it based on the demands of either your team or your personal use. So another beauty with Notion, another beauty about Notion is the fact that, for example, right now, where I am right now, if I need templates to work on anything I need, I can easily just press the slash and scroll down to find whatever resource I need to create what I need. So basically, you can see it as template on demand. And you can also come here and get more resources to pull into the page you're working on and get going with whatever activity you're working on or whatever document or system you're trying to create. Then basically that's how Notion works. So from starter kits to pre-designed resources that allows you to move from idea to creating solutions to collaboration and every other thing in between. So why should you use Notion, right? Like, okay, now I've talked about Notion. There are other tools like Notion. We have Evernote. We have many other tools that are text-based that also support collaboration. But why exactly should we use Notion? One of the major benefits I personally have enjoyed using Notion is the customizability. So Notion is highly customizable. The customization that you would most likely not get in most, with customization on Notion is something you will not get in most softwares. The ability to change even the very structure of the layout of the pages and the entire platform, your entire workspace. I would explain what the workspace is and what other terms I'm using currently mean as we continue in today's class, today's workshop. So Notion is very customizable and everything is connected, right? So that makes it easy for you to summarize your entire effort in one place, and with the click of the button, go from one point to another in your process in whatever system you've created. Jump from, perhaps if you created an organization on Notion, you can jump from HR to design to engineering, see what each sector, each department is working on, see what each unit, each team in each department is working on at every moment, their progress, what they've done, comments, and many of the things that you can do with other platforms. You can do it in Notion, but you also get the flexibility that other platforms do not provide. And a list of other benefits too you get when you get when using Notion. Another thing, especially when it comes to product management, is the Kanban methodology, basically agile framework. So basically with Notion, you can just easily click the slash button, like I mentioned earlier, and scroll down to tables. And with tables, you can introduce to-do lists. You can introduce even much more complex structures for issuing tasks to teammates and to departments and teams within the organization. Then you can change the layout of which we'll talk about as continuing the class. So basically, that's also another benefit of using Notion. The fact that you get some product management tools or just by clicking a button, and you can also get much more complex tools through the templates available just right here. Then, of course, templates, just by clicking, you can export your data for free, unlike some platforms that would require you to pay a fee rather for you to be able to export your data. And it also helps, I think that's one of the many use cases of Notion, is that it allows you to save time, actually, because you can, especially when it comes to if you're using for your personal use, you can easily track various metrics. If you're trying to, for example, improve your reading and you're trying to read perhaps one article per day and maybe you want to document them, you can easily use Notion to set trackers, set timers. Okay, what have I done today? This was what I did today. This was what I didn't do today. This is what I want to do tomorrow. You just list everything that way in a simple way. You don't get to see anything you don't need because you are the one that brought in those things that you needed into the page. So you only create and bring into view what you need per time. So basically you can use Notion. So next phase we're talking about is what can you use Notion for? Like, what can you do with Notion? Like I mentioned earlier, you can use it in product life cycle, from research to design to development to launch, post-launch marketing, anything you can think of along the development cycle. You can do that with Notion. Engineering, you can't write code in Notion, obviously, but you can document and have document meetings, document wikis, put in your all the resources that the company organization uses in the engineering efforts. You can put everything in one place here on Notion. Same thing with design, from design systems to user research, user feedback, user interviews, and other UX deliverables. You can put everything in one place right here on Notion. Then you also have personal notes. Personal notes here would mean something as simple as just having a page. When I mean a page, something like as simple as this. This is a page. This is a simple page. You can have something as simple as this and just give it a name. For example, to-do lists, and you can take notes of everything that you want to take notes of here, maybe in a meeting, or you're reading an article, or you're reading a book. You can just keep that note here of whatever you're consuming. So it also allows you to take notes. Then another thing you can also do with Notion is you can also perform some HR functions, some recruitment. Like, for example, you can prepare job descriptions here. I've seen a lot of companies use Notion to prepare, like, okay, this is the role we have. These are the roles rather we have, and this is the job description of the role. If you want to apply, click this link to now take you to perhaps another platform where you can fill a form and apply for that role. Then you also have project management and wikis. Basically, wikis here means like knowledge base, where you can put in all the resources, put links and documents in one place here on Notion. Then, like I mentioned earlier, notes taking during meetings. Then also an online office. Online office here, I'm referring to like an organization. You can create the online version of an organization, like you can do in other tools. But like I said them earlier, you enjoy the flexibility and customizability of Notion. So we're going to take you through this is point where I'm going to switch presentation slide. I'm going to switch to my browser where I would show you how to go about installation. It's very simple, very easy. So won't waste time. Let's just go through that. I will stop sharing and share again. And this time I'll be sharing my browser. Then we'll go through installation. So all you need to do is to go through to Notion. Hello, can you see my screen? Okay. Oh, my volume. Hello. Can you hear me clearly though, before I continue? Okay, loud and clear. All right. So all you need to do is to go to notion.so. Then if I had to add, in my own case, there's product here, because if it is just notion.so, it would load my account. That's how easy it is. If you've created an account, as soon as you just click notion.so into your URL, into the search bar, it would load the account that you've used to log in. So you don't need to start putting in login details from scratch. For example, if I click this login button, immediately it will not ask me for login details. I will just log in immediately. So we just want to talk about like the tools that it's still the same platform, the same software. It's not like it's different software, but you can use it in different ways. You can use it on your phone. You can install it on iOS and Android, then on your MacBook or Windows. Then there's also an extension. This extension, what it allows you to do is, I'm going to demonstrate that soon. So let's go through to, for example, the Windows. Basically, you install it. It's not big. I think it's about 680 something MB or so. It might be more, but it is lightweight. So it's not going to weigh heavy on your system. And if you do not want to use it on your device, like if you don't want to install the software on your device, it also works on the web. So basically this is, let me show you something on Notion. Okay, ahead. So this is Notion. This is how the Notion interface looks like when you create an account. This is what inside look like. Then, yes, so it is, give me a sec. Okay, so but you can use it on the web as well as you can install the software. So you don't have to install the software if your system if your system cannot take it. But like I said, it's not a heavy software. So if it's MacBook, of course, install Mac. If it's Windows, install Windows. Then you can also install it on your phone, but you would get the best experience on desktop. You get the best experience on your laptop device or whatever device that is not Android or iOS. You get the best experience, but it also works on Android and iOS. Then for the web clipper, let me demonstrate that on this page. So this is the extension here. So to get this extension, all you need to do is go to Web Store. Okay, I'm just search this instead. So you see, okay, I'm going to search Chrome Web Store on Google. Then you can click on this link, then to take you to the Chrome Web Store. Can you guys see this particular screen? Because this is another tab. Can you see this particular screen? Yes. All right.
Yes.
So, all right. So, so here you can search Web Clipper and Web Clipper, and you would find okay, here it is. So you click on it, and I already have it installed. But if you don't, you'll be able to install it from here. And once you've installed it, let me demonstrate how it's done. So you just click on the extension. In my own case, I pinned the extension. That's why it appears here. Then I click save. So I also decide where I want to save this particular page to. So here we have a list of options. So I'm going to click introduction. So that is where to be saved. Then I'll click save. Then to ask me to open. So when I open it, right, it would load, it will create a new page and embed that particular, it's still loading, more information would appear here. But basically to show all the, so there are two ways it could happen. If the website permits, it would show all the content of the website in this page. If it doesn't permit, it will just provide a link to the website here and also the title. So you can use that to profile, like for example, if you are doing research and you found some really helpful tools, you can just clip that tool into a particular place in Notion and it will stay there. And over time, you can go back and pick up on those resources or tools that you've documented, you've captured using Notion. So that is it with the product line for Notion. So we have the iOS, the Windows, and the iOS, Android, Mac, Windows, as well as the Web Clipper. Then next we are going to look at, I'm going to switch back to, you know what, I'll just probably just continue here on the web, so that in case there's need to open a new tab, so I can easily do that and show you a thing or two about what we are doing here today. So next, we're going to go into practical here. So we're going to be showing you how to use the tools, So when you create an account, what you'll find is this. You'll find this particular page. This is the only page you'll find. You won't find any of this. You would only find this and here you would find like a video, a couple of videos actually that explain what you need to know about Notion. Also, you can see the installation and a few other information down here that will be very helpful. So, but after that, you can go ahead to start playing around with it too. Like I showed you earlier, for you to find most of the functions in Notion, you use the / button to find text and the rest. But before we go into that, I want to show you the interface generally. So on the side here, you have the sidebar. The sidebar is something that would always be there, no matter the page you are in, no matter where you are, as long as you're in Notion, this sidebar would always appear. And you can collapse the sidebar by clicking this, or you press the Control and backward slash, then it vanishes. Then it closes, but once you hover over that area, it will appear again, but otherwise it takes it out of view. Then you can do a bunch of things in this panel. So we have the templates here. So let's start from the beginning. So we have Notion. This night switch is the name of this account. Now you can create multiple accounts with the same email address, and it would appear here. So you can see I can add another account with the same email address. I can create another different account entirely with the same email address, or I can create another account with a different email address, all will appear here. All the accounts that have been created would appear in this particular area. Then you can log out on all of them, or you log out individually, however you choose. Now you can see the option for joining or create workspace. So here you get to create a new environment for, perhaps you want to create one for your company, create one for another, for your collaboration, whatever it is that you're creating one a workspace for. You separate it from perhaps your personal Notion workspace. Then after that, we see the quick search. So quick search here, you can access quick search with Control P or Command on your Mac. So basically it allows you to search the entire workspace. So I can search, for example, I can search PRD. We have PRD somewhere. You can see PRD appears. You can search even more precise details, like for example, desktop. We have desktop we have desktop in this particular page, and we have desktop as a word that appears in this page as well. So you can navigate through and see what exactly you're looking for in case you can remember exactly where you kept them. Then you can also check for updates. Updates here means that, for example, if you have, I'll show you how to bring in more people into a particular workspace, by the way. So basically here it allows you to keep track with particular pages. So for example, if I want to keep track on Headlift product market fit, I can follow it. Like when there are activities, when I'm in activities, for example, you can comment. I will show you how to comment, but basically when you comment and people are interacting on this particular page, you can follow the page so that you can know what is going on this page. You'll be notified on whatever activities. By notification, you'll be seeing messages here. Okay, so and so person did this person removed this person replaced this, and you'll see exactly what they changed, how and what they replaced with it. And basically you can also see the deleted information and reverse it if you want to. Then this is inbox, this is following page, and this is all, and also this is archive. Basically anything that you've deleted would be here as well over a period of time. I think it will clear up after a while though. So so next we have settings and members. So here, this is like where you get to do some more settings. So like from your people, from adding people into the account to upgrades, billing, security, and many other things. So for example, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to add someone into your workspace, you just need to click the button, come to, so let me start again. You go from settings, you click on settings and membership. This panel would always be there in your environment. Click on it, you come here, you add member, then you put in the person's email address and invite the person. Now you can also define where you're inviting the person to. Are you inviting the person to the entire workspace, person to have access to every damn thing in this particular account, or you want to give the person restricted access? So you define that, and the person gain access. But one caveat here is that you cannot bring in more than, I think, 2 people on the free plan, and the paid plan is a way for you to get the premium plan for free. So basically, that's how you bring people in, right? So you can also create groups. So that would be for organizations. If you're working in an organization, you can create like teams, and they will operate differently, and they'll have some specific features that would allow them to work together as a team. Then we also have the upgrades. So upgrades here, we have the Personal Pro and the team. So for Personal Pro, it's possible for you to get a Personal Pro for free. So how it works is that you go to earn credits, and from earn credits, you perform this task and you earn dollars. Now the dollars, not as if you can withdraw it, right? You can't do anything with it. It's in this platform. But basically, if you perform all these tasks and it adds up to, if you perform these tasks, this total will be enough. The total earnings will be enough to pay for this billing. So the total will be enough, to pay for the billing. So the billing, when you pay for this particular Personal Pro, that gives you more access and more flexibility. Basically allows you to bring in more people into the space, and also the file size that you can upload, and versions, and also how many blocks you can bring in. Then we'll have the team accounts, of course. Then another information that would be very useful would be changing, if you're not someone that likes that light mode, you can obviously come here and also customize the domain name. So for example, in this case, we have Night Switch here. You can change the name of the workspace You can change the icon. You can do all this other customization here. And like I mentioned earlier, you can export all the contents of the workspace for use. I think you can not export it as Excel sheet unless you're in enterprise mode. So for the appearance, you go to accounts, so my notification and settings, and you can change from light mode to dark mode. That's actually my most preferred. I had to start with light mode because when you create an account, you would not see it in dark mode, you see it in light mode so that you would not feel like you're doing something different when you're trying it out yourself. So this is dark mode, right? So let's continue. Now that we've gone through this, we now have this. So this is workspace, right? So this workspace here means that to a large extent, this is where collaboration happens.
All right, so yeah, let's just be patient. I think we probably lost our instructor. His network probably went off, so he'll be joining back shortly. Just hold on, please. Yeah, so Faith, you said you can't hear anything. Yeah, just be patient. Yes, we can hear you.
All right then. So please, I want to be sure where last part of that you heard me before the network went off. Sorry, like I was explaining, I was on this page trying to explain how you navigate this area, the sidebars. So okay. All right then. All right. So basically we have private, so we have the workspace as well as shared. So shared, you get access to shared. Shared will only appear when you have files that other people have access to, right? So that's when you have shared. The next is templates. So templates here, it means that you will be allowed to gain access to other information. Information here, gain access to templates. You said what? Hello, can you hear me? All right, so basically we have different categories of templates. So if it's a design team, you can create templates for the user research database, then design task, assign design task, and meeting notes, basically all the way down. Then if it's for the engineering team, you can also create to-do tasks. Basically, this is a task management system. Then we also have roadmap, to engineering roadmap, and like I mentioned, and wikis. Wikis here just include like just a bunch of everything that a particular department uses. You keep everything in one place and make it easily accessible to the entire team. Then documentation here will include documenting and the code, documenting changes and everything along that line. Then also meeting notes and company goals. I'm specifically showing these tabs, this particular template because I believe speaking with product manager. So you definitely need this specific templates when working with teams, whether it's for small or large company. So basically, we also have here, we have company goals. So company goals at different levels in both long and short term can be documented also with Notion. Then we have marketing and HR, the same thing. Then we also have product management here, which it's also similar to design. We have the company goals, but the only difference now we're having wikis. Now the wikis look similar to other wikis, but it's you can see the information is slightly different. Now, for you to ensure that when you get templates from me, I need to tell you this. So for you to ensure that when you click on this use templates, that all this information that is here appears, you should delete just one thing. Like for example, this exclamation here, you can just press backspace to take it off. So when you click on use this template, it asks you to save. So when it asks you to save, you click on save. So just give it a few seconds, then templates will be created. So boom, this happens. Now let me show you what happens if you don't do this, because I was trying this recently. I think this is probably a new change to the software. So let's go to something like roadmap, and we'll just click on use templates without changing anything. Now you see it is empty. Now, if you need those information to be there so that you can understand how to use Notion, just delete one information, just delete something there. Then to ask you to save changes. So if you want to save it, and you get to see the template completely and see how it should be used and how you might want to use it, and everything along that line. Then we have import. So import here involves importing data from other platforms. So Notion Collaborate has integrations with a bunch of platforms, as you can see here, from Asana to Trello, Evernote, and even Google Docs as well, and as well as Microsoft Word. You can get to bring in even HTML into Notion and embed them in perhaps your wikis, where you can, maybe especially when it comes to design system, code snippets, and the rest. You can bring, maybe you have them documented elsewhere, and you're bringing in your organization's, the company's online environment into Notion. You can just import them using each of any of these this particular methods. So we also have trash. Trash, basically things that are deleted, you find them there, they'll be there for a while before they delete. So yes, so now that I've showed you the environments, one more thing here on the particular page, on any page you are, no matter the page you are, you'll find this information here. So this, we have share, we have comments, we have history, and we have star. Star means it creates another one, like you see, is what I was talking about earlier. So for example, when you share document, another one similar to this would appear to store your shared pages. So when you start a page, it would also be given more priority, so it will appear first. Then you would also get to, now this is another place that you should also pay attention to. So for example, when you click on these dots here, you get access to more customization. So for example, if you don't like the typeface, this particular typeface, you can go for a serif typeface, or you go for a mono typeface. So I'm going to go to a page that has more text so that you can see what it looks like in detail. So let's come to this place. So I'm going to click on mono, for example, and you can see this is what mono looks like, and this is what serif look like, and this is what the default looks like, which is sans serif. Then you can also change make the text smaller if you think it's too big, and also make this screen wider if you think it's too narrow. Then you can also reverse those commands and add more customization, where you can, we don't necessarily cover some of those things right now. But basically, you have all these functionalities here. You can also connect to Slack channel and get notification from Slack straight into this place, and vice versa. So now, one more thing, next thing on our list of activities to do is to go through specific commands that we can perform with in Notion. So first, we're going to go to actions that you can take when using Notion. Then we'll go through specific items that you can also do. So for example, like I've said a couple of times already, let me push this down. I'm going to make some of those changes here so that you can all see it. I'll share this file with the community so that I can have access to them. So for example, if you click on text, now text is by default, right? So you click on text, this appears. So basically you can type anything, hello, hi, basically you can type anything here. You can type by default, you don't need to go to text. Now where text is important is when, for example, this is a text, but it's a heading. If you come here, you can see that it's H3. If you want to change H3 to text and you click on it, it returns back to default text. That is when text becomes important. Otherwise, you don't need to click text to put in text. Then next we have pages. So pages here is that for example, we're in a page. This is a page. Where I say page, all these items here are pages. and we're going to go through a couple of them before this call ends. So when you click on slash, you can go to create a page in a page, and you can create pages inside pages and continue to layer them. It's not advisable to layer them too much inside each other so that it not be complex and difficult to find information. But you can create a page. Then when you create a page, you give the page a title. If you've already created templates, you would find templates here. Then you can access database functions and features here. I would go through a couple of, we'll go through all these database formats after we're done with the actions. So now that we've learned how to create a page, when you create a page, now, so let me reverse that command. So now this is when you create a page. If you want to go back to where you are previously, depending on the software, the laptop device you're using, you could use your 2 fingers to drag your trackpad from left to right. Then it would, this is a window function basically, but you can also use this to go back and forth, or you can use this, you click on this to go back to where you were previously. Then down here, so now this is what it looks like when you create a page. You can duplicate it. So when you create a page, right, so you get a bunch of other functionalities that can be done on that page. So for example, when you hover over any item, actually not just pages, so anything you hover over in Notion will present you with these dots. You can see, like, let me zoom in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 dots would appear, and when you hover, for example, it will appear when you are each block. Like I mentioned earlier, each time you press an enter key, you enter a new block. Like this block is different from this block, is different from this block. So each block would, when you hover over it, it will have this. So when you click on it, that allows you to perform a bunch of functions. So from deleting that particular block to duplicating it. So duplication, for example, means like this page, I can duplicate it, and I can also do a bunch of other things with it, as you can see here. So another thing you can do is you can come here and even change the page to something else. You can explore them. Basically, these are just simple stuff. One thing that might not be familiar here will be like this code. So for example, let me create this. So you click on this /, or you click on this, then you can come here and click on code. Now, there are 3 ways to do this. You can click on +sign too, and you get these options all the way down. Or you can click on the dots and you get this option, come to this turn into, so basically I'm turning that block into this option, any of these things. Or you can use // and you would also find the same information. So there are multiple ways of getting the same thing done. So let's just use this one. So go down to code. Okay, I think it won't, sorry, give me a sec. So go down, sorry, code does not appear here. So basically, I think it would only appear when you use this particular one. So you're turning a block into code. So that some information will not appear in each of those functions, but basically to a large extent, they have the same information. So you can choose which of these languages you want to embed code in, and you can paste your code here. You can copy code out of this environment as well. So that is it. Then when you click on / again, you go through the information. Like another thing that you might not be familiar with, callout. So callout means, like, for example, when you imagine when you're reading, you want to quote somebody, you want to quote something. Like, for example, this information, you want to make it much more obvious and call attention to it. Basically, you use callouts. So callouts would do this. I will add a background that is lighter than the main background. Then also introduce this icon. You can change the icon however you want, whatever icon you choose from this option. Then basically when you click on this, you go to, for example, if you want to make this a call out, you just need to come here. Like I said, when you hover each of this on any of this appears. So you click on it rather, then you can change it to call out. Pretty much that's it. And so yes, I think it's time for us to explore much more specific tools, because you'll definitely be able to go through some of these things by yourself. And I don't think we should waste time going through every single thing we have on Notion. Otherwise, we'll spend a lot of time and would probably not end this call as soon as we should. So next we have on our list is to let's get to do something. Let's actually do something besides going through functions and actions that you can perform. So for example, you want to create a to-do list, right? So you can click on in the particular block, you can click on this and you can click on that dots, click on this 6 dots here and go to do, and you can create a to-do list here. So we have to-do list. So to-do list looks something like this. So by to-do list, now you can write like meeting, example, meeting with stakeholders. Then you can also have, you just need to press the enter key and to take it to the next line, and you can put another information that you want to remember, then move to the next line and put another information. So let me actually do that so you can see. So we can have like a code review. So we have code review. We can also have docs, PRD. So basically now with this, you can click on this to say, okay, I've done this, then I've done this. As simple as that. There's no much complexity. So let's see how this appears in a page. Like imagine a plain page, no information there, just have like to-do list, like I mentioned earlier, to-do list. So you can just come underneath it and press like, okay, so you click on this dots, come here, then go to to-do list. Then you can do the same thing here. You just put random information, then put another one here, then put another one here, then put another one here. Then you can click on this, check. You're done with each of those items. Then you can also make it more complex, but let's keep everything simple for now. Then that's something that you can find very useful in Notion as well. Just creating simple to-do lists for yourself, or if it's for a meeting or task for the day for your team, you can quickly do that and move on with it. Now, for example, if you want to comment on Notion, you just need to double click. When you double click, you find the comment. See this comment here, you click on it, then this appears on the side. Now you can write whatever you want to write in that comment and press enter, or you press that. Let me do it again so that you can see it. So you can press enter, or you press this button, this icon here, right? And it saves. So you can see that it's showing that there's a comment on this and there's a comment on this. Then you can make changes to it. You can also click on check to resolve, then to disappear. You can still find those comments here by clicking on this icon. You find a list of comments. So you can see, go to click on resolved comments and you'll find them here. If you only leave it in open, you won't find comments that are resolved in open. So open here means that the comments have not been resolved. So you will find them in the open tab there. So now let's go into something a bit more complex. Now that we've gone through to-do list, let's go into tables. So tables here would be, you can use a plus. So how I got here is to press this plus, then scroll down all the way. Then we have table. You click on table. Now table allow you to get, for example, if you already have a database on Notion, I will show you how to create a database. In fact, what we're about to do is creating a database. But if you already have a database, you can click on it. For example, let me click on tests. I click on this. You can see it. Whatever information is there would appear in this particular environment. So this particular one does not have much information. So let me use a table, a data set that has more information so that you can have a feel for what it looks like. So I think we have, let's click on more. I brought in a bunch of information earlier. So let's bring in company goals. That should have a bunch of information. So yes, so now you can see that you can use that to bring in already existing information into a particular page without having to go into where the information is, start copying and pasting and do the other tricky stuff. So I would also show you how to move information back and forth, by the way. So let's continue from, I'm going to take that out. You can press Ctrl Z like I just did, or you can select and delete. Like for example, if you want to delete this, you just click on the dots and press delete and it will disappear. So now we have tables. So tables here would be, let's go back to tables. Let's create an empty table. So tables would mean you clicking on new database. So database here would be something like Excel. So if you're familiar with Excel, you'll know how this works. So you can actually perform calculations with Notion as well. So you can move the tabs around, the columns and rows around as well. Then you can also add new columns and change the details here. You can change this from name to whatever information you want. Now, and you can change name, you can change the data you can put here, you can change it from being text to other data points. So for example, what you can put in this particular role is tags. So when in tags, like for example, you can create a tag of HUI. For some reason, I've been writing HUI. Okay, so you can create another tag of JUI. So these are tags, right? And you can change this from tags to something else. So how you do that is click on this, click on the tab. So just click on the tab, then go to type. You can see a bunch of things you can do with it. So there are complex things here that you don't need to stress yourself to know everything here at once. So, but you can change this, for example, to text. And now you've changed it to text. The title will not change. So you can change the name of the property rather to text. Let's change it to just text. Press, and in fact, you don't need to press enter or anything, you need to change automatically. So you can close it and you now see that it's no longer a tag, it's now text. So that is how that works. I'm going to just press Ctrl Z and reverse that. So you can add new information here. You can see add new property. So now when you click on add new property, you can change this from property to whatever name you choose. And the same way you click on type and you can select any of this information and create even much more complex tables as well. Then you can also fill information. So if you notice, each time I click on any of these cells, open appears. When I click on open, it appears on the side here. Now with this, you can change this. If you don't like this appearance, you can change this from either from opening to the side to opening in the center like this, or to opening full, basically to open the full page. So let me go back to the side view because that will allow us to see the previous page and the page content. So with this, the name type, page title, icon here, and just click on icon, it will create icon by itself, cover page, and you can see things start to take shape. You can add more properties. Same way we talked about properties, sub properties in this table. The same thing applies here. Click on add, click on type, same thing. Then you can now start putting this information. Now, from same power that this page has the same power. Like you can do the same thing you can do here. You can create the same thing that you create that we have here in this place as well. In fact, just watch. I'm going to control. Let's go back to that page. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to get back to that page. So I'm going to open it up. Then I'm going to control. Oh, there. I'm going to just copy everything, right? Sorry, my keyboard is misbehaving. So I'm going to just click on drag. I'm going to click and drag as many information as I can, which will probably just stop here. Control C. Then I'm going to go into that page. Where is it again? Okay, we have it here. So click on open. Then you can come here and paste. You can see everything appears here. So basically each page have the same power and you can add more properties and do more stuff with it. I'm going to show you an already created table. So we have this table here just below the one we just finished exploring. So this is a table, right? We have text. You can see this one is small letter, capital letter A and small letter A. It means that this is a text. Then this is a toggle. By status, this means that you can say, okay, this particular item is work in progress, is done, is still on that to do. Basically, any tag you want to add to it, you can add to it under status. You can add notes, basically like description. Then you can add, okay, who is working on this particular task? Who is working on this particular page? Creating an owner, time. When did this person open this thing last? This particular page last? When did the person last edited it? When was it even created? You can set all those properties here and they would appear as you wish. You can also add more properties here by clicking the plus sign like I showed you earlier. So So same thing, you click on this, it opens. So now if you notice, we have in this particular example, we have text, test, rather, we have status notes all the way down here. You can see all the information up here are all presented in the page. So we have the nodes all the way down here. So when you create a new property, so basically we have all this information here, and you can see it goes down all the way down to the end. And you can also comment. Like you can use comments with this place, but you can comment directly into the page. By commenting with this, so there are two ways of commenting. You can click a text and comment on that information. Not necessarily text, you can comment on specific things, or you can comment on the entire page with this. Then you can change this from work in progress to maybe new idea, or basically, but it's unlike tags, like tags we saw earlier. Like unlike these tags, I can add multiple information. Status, you cannot. It's one at a time. That's why I said it is used to show states. So this currently is in this state. It's currently in that state. It's currently in work in progress. It's currently in done. It's currently in engineering. This currently that's which this currently work. This code is currently in code. It's currently in research. It's currently in design. It's currently in, so whatever stage it is. You use it to show the particular stage it is in the process. I'm trying to show you how it works before I show you already platforms, systems that have been created with this software. So basically that is it for tables. So now another thing is that you can change views. So for example, this is a table, right? We have items, we have information on each role. Now you can change it to something else. So you can click this plus sign, right? Then you can, sorry, not that, you can, give me a sec. Okay. Actually, so you can click this and bring in more information into, oh shit, sorry about that. Let's just click plus sign again. Okay, so you can add an empty view rather. So this is currently, we have one view, right? So you can add a new view. So by adding a new view, it means that you can decide not for it not, information doesn't necessarily have to appear in this form, like tables and all this information here. It could appear in that form. Let me switch back to something we saw earlier. So this is what we had earlier. So now you can come to this. Let me repeat. This is what we had earlier, right? So you click on plus and you go to show more. This show more appears because we have multiple pages and those are data points. So you can click on show more, then scroll down to the bottom. So I click on, so okay, yeah, another thing you should also note that you can also link databases to this place. So if you have the link to database, you can also link the database to this place, or if you can't link them to this place, you check the database that you have here and bring them in. This information is supposed to appear here. I'm surprised it's not here. Very interesting. Okay, probably we'll get it through another method. So let's reverse this. Okay. All right, so we have view. We click on this, add view, then let's click on this. Then we bring in a new view. So we can change the view from tables to boards to any of this. That's what I was trying to show you. So for example, let's change it to gallery. This is what gallery looks like. So gallery here will basically show you information in blocks. Like we have each block here. You can click on this to create new blocks. For example, if I share this file to someone else, they will not see this plus sign. It will just see these 3 blocks and that's all. So you click on this, you can, the same thing, it's a page, put in whatever information you want to put in here. Then you can, beside the gallery view, you can also create another view. Let's create, let me delete this because it's coming too many tables, right? Let's take this out. Let's take this out. So you can change the view from So now when you click on this, you can click it, you can click on it with your, if you are using trackpad, your trackpad, you can use your 2 fingers to click and this appears, or you can right click and it also appears to edit view and change the layout from gallery to like timeline, for example. And it would appear here. So you can add multiple views. I will show you something that has multiple views. I don't know why this is misbehaving right now. It shouldn't behave like this actually. It's or I guess I'm doing something wrong. I believe I'm doing something wrong. Basically, that is all for the databases. So let's show you some of these databases in action. So we have Buffer. So Buffer here is using a table, like the normal table. We have all the information on this side. For something like this, it is created using like an algorithm of some sort. So the algorithm, you can get them from Notion website, and also I will show you communities where you can also get some of this you can get some of these templates for free, of course, and some of them are paid as well. So if you need paid templates, you can find them too online. So see, now we have here multiple views. So this is showing you in tables. This also showing you information in tables, and this also showing you information in tables. Now you can change it from tables. How I knew it was each of them was table is because of the icon. If it was not table, it would have a different icon there. So now we can change layouts to, like, for example, timeline. So timeline would appear like this. Now, useful, why you find the need for timeline is, for example, you are working on, you have a project, and the project's supposed to be ready by December this year, for example, and you have a bunch of things that you want to do between now and December. So you use the timeline to say, okay, hiring of 5 engineers should happen. So you can switch this from months to, like, for example, quarterly, so that we can see more months per time. So if I hover over this particular line, the line of QR, you can use plugins and extensions to, there are ways around it. But I'm not sure about pie charts. I've never tried pie chart, but you can bring in calendar and timer into Notion. Thank you for your questions, by the way. So we have page. So when you click on this, for example, you can hover under this line. You have to make sure that if you can see, it would follow you. You can add pages to, I'm just remove this a little bit back to a year. You can see more information. So you can click on a particular time you want to put information and drag whatever I want to put to different timeline. So if you want to perform this particular function in July, we drag it to July. Okay, want to do it in June 30th, we can put it here. Then when it is June 30th, we get to work on it. So you can see here it would capture the date. That we have a time frame from June 30th to August 22nd. Now the end date can be changed as well. Now you can change the end date by dragging the side. So for example, it's starting June 30th. You can drag it to end maybe July 25th. So you can drag it and reduce it, increase and reduce it to wherever you want it to be, and bring it there. And that's all. You set it there. Then you can also bring in new ones, new pages. So for example, if there's another information that you want to include your product's roadmap, you can add them here. Maybe like, let's just write roadmap here. So I want to write roadmap. That's a new information there. So you can see that this is what I was trying to describe. So you can drag it to any point you have in you want it to happen, just hover over it and you can click on that particular piece. For example, in April, you click and it drops there. You can expand and you can reduce, stuff like that. I think this is behaving this way because this same way I just did this, I'm supposed to go to the same with this particular tool, but this is a template. And I'm guessing that's why it's behaving this way. So I would usually create from scratch. So I'm just realizing that this actually happens for the first time. So basically that is it for timeline. You use it to say, okay, by this time I want this to be done. By this time, this is what will happen. So you can do it yearly, monthly, even hourly. So for example, you can set timeline for today. Okay, so and so person should work on this by from so and so time to so and so time. Should work on this from so and so time to so and so time. Period. That's how that works. So we also have other views. So we have another layout here. We have calendar. So calendar allows you to, like, okay, you want the company will be having products launch on the 28th of this month. You can click on this plus sign and add the activity that will happen on that date. Then same thing, when you add the activity to be there, you can drag it to another day and drag it to another day. It's that simple, very interactive. Then let's check another view, one more view. Can explore the views we have. Then let's check board. So board is something like to-do lists. So you see, like, you can move. This is something that you'll be familiar with from tools like Jira and Trello. So for example, you want to, this could be to do. So you can change this to do. Then work in progress. Let's just have WIP here. Then let's create another one. Let's create another one, call it done. Bring it here. So for example, it's this, we can move for information from to do to done to work in progress further. Sorry, this didn't change. WIP. Yes. You can change maybe from work in progress to done. And all the people in this particular environment can equally move whatever task they've been given. You can give people tasks as well. You just give a name of task and you open it. You open the task and put in the parameters for the task as well. You assign someone to the task. Like, you can assign teams, you can assign individuals to a particular task, and you watch them move the task from one level stage to another. It doesn't have to be 3, it can be 5. The place where I worked, I'm working currently, it has up to, I think, 7 stages from our research strategy all the way up to development. Then for the developers, they have their own process as well. So basically, it can be longer than this, shorter than this, no matter, depends on the use case. Basically, you can explore other views. There are few other views that we are not going to touch because of time. So we have lists. Okay, I think it was only list we didn't touch. List is just simple. Let's just go through it. Just quick one. We click on list. You have basically to list items. So we have a bunch of pages. You can list them at once here. And you can create templates, by the way. So that's something I wanted to show you. So for example, you've created this beautiful dashboard. The informations are here. But you want it to be easy for someone else to easily come in here and fill in information add information to this table. You can click on this new. There's a button here. If you click there, you see there's each of them. This is different from this. So you click on this arrow, and this appears. You can click on new templates. Now this will turn this particular table into a template. So now you can edit. Someone can come in here. When you create templates, when you've created the template, you can go back, right? And okay, what you can do is to name the template. So let's give that template a name. New templates. Change. Let's just give it like change name. So you can see we have a new template here. So instead of them coming here, the another method to do that is that you can come select this, duplicate it, and edit it. So instead of doing that, you can just come click on this and click on change name. And you basically have all the parameters here and also in this page. Just need to fill it up. If there were content in this, you would also find content here. The prefix here, so you just fill it up and continue with your flow. Basically, that's it. I'm covering a lot of things today. I'm going to dump a bunch of resources for you to go through to get your hands dirty with how to use the software. So yes, let's go back to what we plan to do today. So basically, we've gone through a bunch of information. So yes, one more thing we've not talked about is embedding. So you can embed a lot of things into Notion. So let me give you an example. I'm going to go to this Notion website or this insight. Let me go to, let's go to this place. So for example, let's pick this link and let's come back here. So when you click on paste, Control V to paste, it provides you with three options. You can leave this link like this, right? Or you can paste and create a bookmark. A bookmark would show you the link, a few information under the link, an image and the URL. The title, the few information, then the URL and the image on the other side. Then the third option is you could embed it. By embedding is that Notion would, now it will not work for, like I mentioned, some websites will not work. I've seen this work in some scenarios, but it might not work in some platforms. So this works best with PDFs. So the same thing works for PDFs. I'm going to drag a PDF from my device. Just let me quickly do that. Just give me a moment. We just drag like a simple image, then we'll see how that works here. So I'm going to just drag this into view. Now drag this into view. So this is not a document. I'm going to get document rather. Just grab a document to demonstrate this. Okay, give me a moment. Okay. So we're going to drag this in and we paste it. So now when you paste it, it appears, you can make this embed. Now this would appear this way, but this is how documents will appear by default, but you could also make them appear in other views. Now for you to make them appear in an embed view, all you need to do is come to this place, click on plus, and you run down to embed. So we have embedding of files, click on it and you click on choose file. Then I will just select a file from my system here and click on, just found the file, click on it, then embed. This is not appearing the way it should. I think I'm missing something here. Okay. All right. So basically, it's supposed to show you this information as like from top to down, like the content of the PDF. Let me check some options, please. Okay. They are not available here. So I'm probably doing something wrong, but it's possible to have that also in view. I'll also show you other use cases of Notion beyond company work and product management stuff. So basically that's how you embed stuff. You just drag it in and you bring it. So for links, they can appear this way, they can appear this way. Then for Figma integration to, I'm going to grab a file from Figma. Okay, Figma community. Figma community. Just going to grab a simple file and I'm going to bring it here. The way it would appear will be slightly different, but it also supports embedding as well. Okay, just give that some time. So basically that's how you handle embedding, just bring it in. Then you can drag the information back and forth. When you drag it, a blue sign appears, show you what you're doing at the moment and where you're where you're dragging, where you currently are in the block. Like I mentioned, each layer is a block, each step is a block. So each step you take it down, it shows you that, okay, you've moved down by, okay, to the next block and stuff. So another thing you can do with Notion is to, let me introduce a new link. I would play around with some information here. So for example, we have another link, just keep it here, paste here, then we'll make it a bookmark. So what I could do is to put this on the side, right? I'm going to paste on the link again. I'm going to put it on the side. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for sharing the link to spreadsheet integration. So basically you can put information side by side each other and you would see that it would allow you to be able to present more information within view, however you want. Now, for your designers on the team, they can easily share links from their designs and embed it into Notion as well. So the embedding of links into Notion is also very simple. Just paste it in, then they can click put it in preview. So with preview, I will need to connect. Now, if it was already connected, it would appear here on this particular place, the content. You'll be able to zoom in and out the content of this page. So that is how that works. So basically, I think we've covered most of the stuff we need to cover for this page. So we're just going to run through a bunch of templates and see some of these things in action, right? So let's just come to templates. So this is Notion's templates, this particular template, but you cannot download this whole template, but you can download specific parts of this template. So for example, if you're working with a startup, you could easily pick up on any of these particular resources, that design system, wikis, or hiring, job boards like this one, company home. Let's go to company home. Let's open this. Then under company home, let me close this tab. This is taking a while to load. It wasn't behaving like this earlier. Sorry about that. Okay, so yes, so we have this. So I'll need to open this quickly. So another information you should know is that Notion works with data. It doesn't consume data, but it needs data to work. So you can, if your data is not on, it would inform you that data is not on. But I think this is 2022 and most people are already online. So you just need to keep your data on to be able to use Notion. So this could be an example of how a company can structure their organization. So we can have company page teams here, like, okay, so and so departments here, and many other information can be displayed here. So from teams, policies, and other information, you put all of them in one place here. So in this particular case, if you want to save this into your personal account, you click on duplicate and you'll be able to duplicate it. That's all. Just click duplicate and Notion will do the rest for you. And boom, we already have it here. And that's how you do that. You can do the same and bring in even more templates. So I'll drop the link to this file so I can have access to everything on this page. So let's look at something more interesting. Let's go down to maybe something on HR. Okay, let's check meetings, because meetings are something that we do a lot in tech. That's no matter your skill, that is design or engineering or management. So this could be an example of a meeting note. Okay, this was the date it happened. The meeting be completed, the meeting ongoing. So you check done, not done, include that as well. Then one-on-one docs. So the content of the docs could look something like this. So information here could include like, okay, this happened, these were the priorities, these were the priorities, these were priorities. So I didn't explain toggles. So for you to create something like this triangle to appear, all you need to do is to go down to, okay, I think I've not saved this template yet. So let me save it so that I can show you this example quickly. So we'll, oh, okay, sorry, I am just seeing some of this question. Is this preview a company website, or can one design a website with Notion? Yes, you can create a website with Notion, right? But it's not for creating a website, but you can create your portfolio in Notion. I would show you my portfolio in Notion, right? Well, you cannot create a website in Notion, right? So it's for keeping information, it's for collaborating with information, it's for sharing information. but not for creating website. But you can definitely do some, you can also create a portfolio with this. So basically that is, so for example, you come here, you open this. So all I wanted to show you was toggle. So toggles, you click on slash and you can come down to toggle here, click on toggle. When you click on toggle, you can write something and you can click on the triangle and it collapses. By collapsing, like, sorry, if you click on triangle and the triangle faces down, you can add more information here and close it. So to reveal more information, you click on this, it opens, then you find more information, then close it again. But this is very useful when you want to keep the page clean. You don't want it to be littered with information. You want people to be able to just see what they need to see per time. If they want more information, they just click on toggle, it opens and they see more information basically. That is it. There are way more features, there are way more things you could do with Notion, but you would definitely explore those things yourself and you'll find some of this information. You find that if you find them useful and if you enjoy the experience on Notion, you can stick with it and probably also bringing your company's activities into Notion, or if it suits Notion, because it might not. If it's a big company, it might not necessarily be able to work here. And if it's personal projects, if it's personal use, I wanted to show you something that was done. Okay, so let me show you this. So this is a resume, right? Now, this is not necessarily, I'm not necessarily saying you should do it this way, but this is another use case of Notion. So you can create literally a resume with this. So this is definitely, this is italics form. This is the main text. This is H. This should be H2. Then up here we have quotes. So click on this, come to this. This is a quote. How you create quotes is, for example, you can come to this formation, click on this and go to this, and you find quotes here. Then boom, it has that line on the side. So basically you can do this with Notion. You can do a bunch of other things too as well. Then this is also a product wiki. So basically a bunch of information about the company, about the product lifecycle, interviews, research, how research should be conducted, all the information that needs to be there. You find them here. These are all templates I got from Notion to show you how some of these things work. So this is another example, product directory. So we have information ranging from social media resources and links, as well as document editors as well, and the people that had to perform each of those functions. Basically, I think that is all. Would have to stop here because time has gone, and I'm currently in the search. Yes, you can embed Google Calendar into Notion. Hope you guys can hear me though. You can embed, let me show you that. Let me show you that. Yeah, you can embed that. But before I do that, I wanted to show you the portfolio I created with Notion. So let's do that quickly. Right, okay. Um, uh, okay, sorry about that. My network is actually very slow, so I was disconnected. Let me share my screen again quickly. Okay, can you see my screen? As you can see, my screen just indicates All right. So this was created with Notion, right? So we have image, we have my name, we have resume. Click on resume. I'll show you the embedding. Okay, so I did this. Then at the bottom, you can click on this to download. It was different earlier. So they made some changes recently. Then I remember when I was showing you how to put information beside each other. So where's that? So basically how you do that, like how you put information beside each other is just to come to, sorry, give me a second. You click on that information, you take it to the side of where you want to put it and you drop it. It goes there. Then that's all. Then if you want to switch them to switch sides the same way, put it to the side and boom, you can add more information like that. I think it can take up to 4 or 5 information. So basically that's how that was created. And we have projects and we have more projects. So this is gallery basically. Gallery is created by, I showed you how to create gallery view, right? So that's also gallery view. So the same way, link side by side and just point, this should be H3, then text links, and that's it. Then I think you can also the same way embedding links side by side each other and I'll say a bunch of information here. Just simple. You can link pages. So you click on this, it takes you to this. Then you can go back again. Okay, so now how it is this here is just to each project at the bottom of it, you can move from one page to another, right? So you can move from previous to next. However you want to do it, you can customize it like that. And then click on this to leave the page. And yeah, pretty much that's it. So one more thing. Okay. Google Calendar. Google Calendar works. So any other question? Because time has gone. We have 2 more minutes. Is there any other question for me? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, I could show you something very interesting actually, but might not be that straightforward for me to do. Perhaps I would share it later with on the community. Something close. Okay. Please, if I didn't get your question on Web Clipper, can you ask again? Sorry, didn't get your question. I'm waiting for Faith to ask a question. We have less than 2 minutes to the end of this class. So ask your questions, or you can also ask it on the Discord server. I will be there to answer your question. What's the importance of Web Clipper on Notion? So basically it allows you to, you know, that thing where you're going through your researching, you're making research, you're opening tabs after tabs after tabs. Instead of you having to distract yourself by taking information from that website and going to keep it in your Notion, because you can use Notion to store information. You can use it. It's basically a hub, right? It's of you to start copying and pasting like the content of that page and putting it into Notion. You can easily just use the extension to grab the content of that page and put it into Notion. It's either if it's possible for Notion to grab the entire web page, or if it is not able to grab the entire web page, to grab the link. So you can always go back to that link and click on it and know what you were researching on. So that when you have a lot of tabs open, or you want to find something you researched on, like some months back or some weeks back, you can store them in a particular place on Notion, in a particular page, name the page, you can name the page, you can create a page here, like just create a new page. Like, okay, this is for research, and like, okay. So whenever you are clipping, just open Medium quickly. So whenever you're clipping, when you clip, I can clip to that research page. Let's see, research should show here. Okay, it's not showing yet. Okay, research. Basically, if it's probably just some system delay, but it would appear here. You can see other information, other pages are appearing here. just that one I just created is not appearing here. So you can click on that page you want to look at, see research is now here. So you can save to research, then period. Now you've captured that particular link in Notion and pretty much that's it. So any other question? Any other question that needs to be added, you have to ask. You can also ask that in the community. Don't worry, I was sending to my portfolio on the group. If we don't have any other questions, if we have more questions, please ask that on Discord server. I will be there to answer your questions. Thank you very much for coming to this workshop on Notion. Notion is a great tool. If you enjoy it, you will definitely find it very useful. If you could also explore that options if you do not enjoy, if you don't like the interface, or perhaps it's not something that aligns to your interests. It's very useful for people that love to have control over their platform and be able to change things, to feel like, okay, this is what I created, this is my stuff. So that's the kind of audience that Notion is designed for. So if that's something that you enjoy and you like, so this is for you. And yes, thank you very much for coming. We've come to this session. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Lola. Thank you, Adebayo. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. Thank you, Catherine. All right, so I'm handing over the mic to the team.
Okay. Thank you, Samuel. That was a nice session. I learned a lot. Now, if you like the class, enjoy the class, remember to retweet and post on Twitter, and the instructor will be tagged on that post. Thank you guys for coming on this call. See you later and have a nice day.